Welcome back, everybody. To all my Frost-efficient fans out there, welcome back to another episode of Zelda Bomb Squad. As always, I am your host, the Frostmaster himself, Frosty, and this is Frosty's Bar Tales. Now, we're not doing the applause this time, only because, boy, do I have a doozy in store for all of you. And, oh god, I just cannot wait to get into this, so we're just going to dive right into this shit. Now, I was going to do something else today, because something happened at work, and it's not exactly good, and it has downright pissed me off, to the point where I decided that I'm actually going to deliver a very, very controversial bar tale. However, I was supposed to be doing that today, but due to the fact that God saw fit to give me an early birthday present, good looking out, big guy, since my birthday is Tuesday, he gave me an early present. And what was that? Well, there was a video made recently between me and Simba. It was fun. And I have a little notification thingamashit on my phone to where if somebody comments on one of my videos or whatever, it'll go bing, and I'll look at it. And it'll have a nice little red gear-looking symbol with a triangular play button in the middle of it. That is how I know somebody left me a comment. So, I'm in my room one day watching TV, do as I do, and all of a sudden my phone just bing! I'm like, somebody left me a comment? Hell yeah, I love reading those things. And no matter what, even if it's a comment that goes, dude, you suck. Have yet to get those, though. Except for one person, but we're getting to that right now. No matter what it is, if it's just LOL or nice video, I always like their comment, and I say thank you very much, greatly appreciate that. Why? Because I show appreciation to those who give it to me. That is who I am. That is the Frosty way. And that is how Frosty, that's how he rolls. So, I'm looking at it. I open it up, and I'm like, this, the name on this comment seems very familiar. I've seen it from somewhere, but where, when, and attached to who? Then it hit me. It was the name of my ex-girlfriend's son. I'm like, oh, he must have liked my video or something, because when we were together, we got along great. So he's like, oh, okay, well, I haven't talked to him in a long-ass time. So I'm like, you know, maybe he stumbled upon my shit. Maybe he likes it. No, not so much. Because I looked at it, and it was not a good message. It was not a good comment. It was a bad comment. It was a hurtful comment. It was a comment that made me want to cry and stop doing what I'm doing because, oh no, somebody doesn't like what I do, and they're making fun of me. I'm kidding. But seriously, it was a bad one. I mean, it was like, oh god, what the hell? I mean, I blocked her comments, so I couldn't find it if I wanted to. The hell did it say? It was so damn stupid. It was out of nowhere. Like, I've been broken up with this bitch for 2-3 years, something like that. And she still hasn't quite gotten over me yet, which is really damn sad. Maybe she should stop being so pathetic. But the comment read, like, this is the dumbest thing ever. Like, I shit better work than this. Followed by ... Psh, your boyfriend's a lot better looking than your ugly ass. Okay, well, time out. Let's address the elephant in the room, shall we? Yes, I will agree. Simba is a sexy motherfucker. He looks better than I do. It's God's honest truth. You all saw him flex in that video. Damn! He is legit. And I wouldn't say it if it wasn't true. You're welcome. Now, she then went on to go ahead and say, like, I'm thinking it's her son. I'm like, what? Now, I found out it was her, because only she would do something so childish and stupid, because, well, she's childish and stupid. But that's not the point. The point is, and she ended up saying another one, like, this is the stupidest thing ever. Oh, nobody's gonna like this shit. And, I hope you have a fucked up life, smiley face. My, Ooh, I could say something, but I won't. No, I won't say that. So, yeah, like I said, come to find out it was from her, which is funny because she's shitting on this video, but when I went to block her, I saw that she liked a few of my other ones. So she's liking these, but shitting all over these. This just goes to show this bitch is nuts. So it's like, oh, well, I'm not quite over him just yet, and I never will be. Yes, I am. No, we're not. Yes, we are. Because she's out of her mind. And take my word for it, I dated her. I would know. So, everybody, I mean, I'm really glad this happened. Because there was always one, because I wrote down all the bar stories from the past and whatnot, so I could always remember them by, but there was one I was missing, and I'm like, what the fuck was it? And I couldn't for the life of me figure out what it was. I couldn't quite put my finger on it, and I'm like, what is it? And then, her being a loyal fan of me that she is, decides to leave me those comments, and I'm like, oh, I remember the story that I forgot, and I'm going to tell it because it involves her. You see, because when I saw those, I decided I can definitely fire back and rip into her ass, but why stoop down to her level? Because she's obviously less mature than her son is. That's pretty burned. But, things really haven't changed at all. So, here it is, everybody. Here's the story. When I kicked my girlfriend out of the club. So, here we go. Now, I have to be a little specific with this story. There's just no getting around it. This happened at the first place I worked at because, like, after a year, they made me head of security. Awesome as shit. And, her and her ex had an agreement to where he would be with his father every other weekend, so she would come to the club with me, hang out with me while I worked, come bullshit with my coworkers, shit like that. Then we'd go back to my place, and we'd spend the weekend together. It was grand. When she wasn't out of her mind. So, and I'm like, okay, I'm taking a big risk here. I'm introducing my personal life to my professional life. God, I hope they mesh. Because if they do, life will be sweet. And they meshed very, very well. They're talking to her, she's talking to them, they're telling her jokes, she's talking, she's telling them jokes, she's in on their jokes on me. I mean, it worked perfect. I'm like, yes! This is awesome. So, then, something happened, and that kind of dropped the ball, so to speak. I know this isn't a ball, but let's pretend it was. So, to get the true humor behind this, you guys have to know what kind of crazy I was dealing with. So, this is the same person that was so happy that I was going to college when I got out of the military. I swear to God, this is going to be one of the dumbest things you ever heard. And this is, honest to God, the truth. She, like 2 weeks before I started school, she's like, I'm really happy for you. But, there's a button there. I know it. I'm not stupid like you. But, she goes, well, it's just that there's going to be girls there. Yep, she said that. She didn't want me going to college because girls were there. So, me not knowing how to handle this situation, because way out of left field. So, it was stupid. So, I handled it stupidly. I'm like, babe, I get your concern. I don't want to alarm you. But there's women at Walmart when I went there earlier today. And when I was driving to Walmart, there was like a few cars in the lane next to me being driven by women. And quite possibly the biggest mind blower of them all, there's a woman that lives in my house and I call her mom. And she, oh, well, there you go, not taking anything seriously. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? I'm not taking it seriously because it's not serious. This is the dumbest thing I've ever heard. Up until that point, it gets worse. Believe me. So, it's funny to me, especially now that, Well, he's better than your ugly ass. Well, it's funny to me how when we were together, she's telling me how hot and sexy I was all the time, and now that we're not together, I'm so ugly as shit. And it's like, funny how that happens. So, if you're up for a good challenge, and if you can find a mirror strong enough, why don't you look at yourself in reflection before you start calling other people ugly? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. So, we're moving on from that. So, speaking of which, you shouldn't throw stones about looks, because I've seen what you married. And with all due respect, it would probably take 2 of me to equal the weight of 1 of him. And if you were to stick us next to each other, I'd look like George Clooney. I mean, I'm just going out there, and I'm not just saying it. We're getting off the subject. But it's just, don't throw stones. Don't throw stones. Because, one day, we were having this event called Ladies' Night. It was the first Saturday of every month, and what they would do is, you know, the club would be open to women exclusively, and they would have the male strippers come in. Whoop-de-doo. And there was an authority figure there at the time, authority figure Billy. He calls me up one day, and he goes, "Frosty, what are you doing right now?" I'm like, "Just winging it. I got to be at work for another few hours." And he goes, "You want to come in early?" I said, "Sure, why not?" So I get there. I'm like, "What do you want me to do?" He goes, "Well, I'm going to want you to work the cash register because tonight's ladies' night." And I thought about it, and it makes complete sense to have a man working at the register to, you know, kind of flirt with the women and whatnot. I'm like, fair enough. And he goes, "And you're a reasonably good-looking man, so I figured you're perfect for the job." I'm like, "Well, fuck you very much." It was a joke. We got it. It was fine. So he taught me how to do it. Whatever. It's easy as shit. So we got this big bridal party coming, and this herd of upright walking cows comes in. I get their IDs. They give me the money. I give them, all right, go ahead, have a good time. And the biggest one of the group leaves a little foyer where I was working. She kind of just like, turns around and looks back at me, and she goes, "You know, you're really cute." I'm like, "Oh, thank you, ma'am. I greatly appreciate that. Really do. Thank you." And she goes, "Let me ask you a question." I said, "Fire away." She goes, "Have you ever been hit on by a fat chick before?" I'm like, "No, can't say that I have." She goes, "Well, not until now." I'm like, flirty, 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 flirty. I'm like, that's when it hit me. So I'm like, without even thinking of it, I'm like, no, this isn't the first time because you're not fat. She goes, "You are the sweetest guy ever." And she waddles up to me, giving the foundation a run for its money. I mean, and she just, She-Hulk picks me up off the ground. My feet are off the fucking ground. She was that big that I'm just like, oh God. She's trying to squeeze me. She's trying to squeeze me like she's trying to get the jelly out of a donut. My soul is seeping out of my ass and my life is flashing and it's grim. I got scared. She let me go. She went upstairs and I was just like, I can't work. I'm gonna die. I need life support and a will. But I figured that would have been a funny story to tell. 'Cause it was! So, I come home. I'm happy as a clam. I mean, I'm smiling all over. Because Billy was like, "You did a really good job. You want to do this? We're going to have you do this every month because you killed it. Good job." I'm like, yes! More responsibility for me. So, I'm excited. I'm bragging to everybody. I'm like, guess what I did? Knocked it out of the park. That's it. Right over there. So, she goes, "Well, what are you so happy about?" I'm like, "Well, they put me in charge, you know, they put me in charge of the door on ladies' night." She goes, "Well, what do they have you do?" And I told her, and I'm like, "Oh, babe, you should have been there. You got this big herd of big women, right?" And I'm telling her the story. I get to the part where she hugged me and then walked away, and all of a sudden her demeanor just changed instantly. And she was like, "Wait, she did what?" Much like the popcorn fart. I'm like, "She did what?" She hugged me. Okay, you see, that's why I don't like you working in the club, because I don't want women flirting all over you. I'm like, okay, first off, relax. Second off, I don't understand how squeezing the life out of me constitutes as cheating. She hugged me, I feared for my life, she let me go. That was it. I don't know what the problem is here. So, ever since then, because she's just so damn naive, still is, she would come and, like I said, And she just stopped talking. She wouldn't talk to anybody else. She would watch me. And it was so obvious that a few of the other bouncers were like, Frosty, come here for a minute. Like, what's up? Dude, what's wrong with your girlfriend, man? She was pissed. I'm like, you can tell. He goes, dude, you can see that. Look, you can see that. She's pissed off a mile away. I'm like, yeah, I know. I have no idea what kind of bugs up her ass. She's not telling me, but whatever. Okay, I'm not going to let it bother me. I'm at work. And the next weekend after that weekend, there was a server there who I was pretty good friends with, and it was her last night. She was dressed very elegantly. She looked beautiful, and she was just, you know, saying her goodbyes, giving everybody hugs, saying how much she enjoyed working with them, blah blah blah. And she walked up to me. She gave me a big old hug, and she goes, "Frosty, I've really enjoyed working with you. You were a blast. I'm gonna miss the hell out of you. You are a terrific guy." She gave me a great big hug, and then she left. Ooh. That's when it happened, everybody. She storms up to me, and what was that? I'm like, what was what? Who was that, and what was that hug about? I'm like, babe. She goes, no, how about I go put my foot in her ass? I'm like, okay. I'm like, tell you what, you can go try. A, she'll put her foot in your ass, and B, if you even so much as go within 5 feet of her, we're fucking done. Because there's absolutely no way in hell I'm going to allow you to talk to one of my friends that way. Because she's leaving, and I'm probably never going to see her again. So relax. She just, okay, I'm sorry. God. Like, I'm the overreacting one here. See? Insanity. So, crazy bitch. But anyway, it keeps happening. She is just, like, oh my God, can you fucking stop? We're at work. So, one day, she did it. One day she came to the club. She didn't, like, say hi to me. She just stood next to me and just, this is it. Like, I can't do this anymore. I need to find out what the fuck is up her ass. And I need to find out now, because I'm not going to let it affect me at work when I'm doing my job. Especially since I'm head of security, meaning I have to get involved in everything, no matter what it is. If somebody's pissing outside, I have to get involved. If somebody falls asleep on the shitter, or if they barf, or if they have drugs, or if people are caught having sex, or some person has a knife, or some person's too drunk to drive, or some person has a gun, or some person's trying to sneak back inside for going outside, or if somebody's trying to go take a swim in a lake in the middle of January because they think it's a good idea because they're that drunk and stupid, I have to get involved in everything, and she did not understand that concept because she's an idiot. But anyway, I'm digressing. That was really impressive. Right there. She'll find this all in good humor. She's a fan of mine. I know she is. Because she likes my videos. As I mentioned, you nut. So, like, I gotta find out. I'm like, what is the matter with you? She goes, okay, fine, I'll tell you. Now, time out. I have a math equation for you guys. And if I can explain it easily, then it should be even easier for all you smart people to get it. So, let's take the hearing equivalency of both ears in silence as 100%. Savvy? Now, you take a nightclub scene. You got music blaring, you got bass beating, and you got a big crowd of people acting like morons. Crazy drunken morons. And you take that, you down it by about half. So you're at 50% because of dumb bass rock music, yes. So it's like, okay, now I'm at 50. Now we have to wear earpieces because if we see somebody looking suspicious, like if some guy's loitering around the women's bathroom or something like that, we're like, hey, maybe we should get this guy out of here. We don't want to be on an open right. Hey guys, you see that guy over by the women's bathroom? We need to get him out of here right now, because then all of a sudden he's going to be like, oh shit, they're talking about me, I'm gone. No, we want an element of surprise. So we are going to be the only person that hears something, and when, I know this isn't an earpiece, but when you have this in here, once you already have 50% of it gone, and you have barbacks, authority figures, other bouncers, talking in the same radio, with 50% being covered by this, that leaves how much for this one? 25%. Good job, everybody. I knew you'd get it. So, she did not get that concept. Big shocker. So, So she goes, she's trying to tell me, and I'm legitimately trying. First she goes to this ear, stupid. And I'm like, not this one, this one. Okay, what? I'm legitimately not understanding her. She has a very soft voice. So I'm like, speak up a little bit. I'm really trying. And she goes, oh, you know what? Just never mind. Forget it. I'm like, oh my God. I'm about to lose my shit. Because I can't tolerate this bullshit anymore. No. And, so she tries to tell me again. And then all of a sudden, something's happening over there. I'm like, babe, shit, something's happening. I gotta go. I'm gonna deal with that. I'll be right back. So I go deal with it. Whatever. It's over. Done with. She comes over, stands next to me, and she goes, everything good? I'm like, yeah, everything's good. So what's on your mind? Fire away. I'm all ears. And she tries telling me again, and I only catch half of it. And then something else happened. I'm like, shit, I'll be right back. So I go deal with that. It takes like a minute. A minute! So then she comes over and she goes, see, this is what I'm talking about. This is the problem. I'm like, what's the problem? Oh. That's when she says it, ladies and gentlemen. She says what is legitimately and honestly the dumbest thing I have ever heard. And keep in mind, when I was in the Navy, okay? I have been to probably 10 foreign countries. I have met thousands and thousands and thousands of different people who have all said many types of different stupid shit. But this took the cake. I did not know how to process this one. What did she say? She goes, well, it just seems that whenever you're here, you are just so preoccupied when you're here. Really? What? You can't be serious? What? Like, oh, I'm like, I laughed. I laughed at her. I'm like, you can't fucking be serious. It's just, yeah, I'm very serious. I'm like, oh my God. Okay, everybody, let's get this out in the open right there. She didn't have a job. She's lazy as shit. And she expects everybody else to be her meal ticket. Hence why it's not me anymore. Thank God. So I'm like, all right, I know you don't have a job, so I'm gonna help you out with this one a little bit. Okay? If I have a job, it's called work. And if I have to go to work, then that means I have to do work. So if I'm at work right now, what am I supposed to be doing right now? She just stared at me like a monkey trying to figure out a Chinese math problem. And I'm like, do you need me to spell it out for you? She literally took like 5 minutes. And I'm like, how is she not getting this? Wow. So, okay. First off, let me say it even slower. You seem so preoccupied when you're here. So I literally spelled it out for her. I'm like, okay, if I'm at work, then I have to do my work! Like, what is your... Oh my God! I'm like, I'm not dealing with this anymore. I'm like, you know what? Get out. Go home. Leave. Get the hell out of my bar. Do not go to my house. Go to yours. I do not want to see you right now. Get out. And she goes, okay, I'm really sorry. I didn't mean to. No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to get in your way. I'm like, no, get out. You've already been in my way. You've been in my way for weeks now. Go home. You're not. No, get out. Leave. She goes, but I'm sorry. I'm like, I don't care. You're interfering with my work. Get out. If you don't leave, I'll have someone walk you out. She goes, you won't do that. I'm like, oh, now she done fucked up and called my bluff. So there's a bouncer. I always called him Teddy Bear. He was short, stocky, fluffy. He had "Don't fuck with me" written all over his face, but nicest guy you could ever hope to meet. I missed the hell out of him, actually. I'm like, Teddy Bear, come here for a minute. He goes, yeah. I'm like, all right. She's done. Take her outside. He just looks at, you know, Frosty, can I talk to you for a minute? I'm like, sure, what's up? He goes, I'm not calling you stupid, but that's your girlfriend. I'm like, yeah, I know. He goes, you want me to kick her out? Yep. I told her to leave. She's not doing it, so just walk her to the front door. She'll leave. You want me to kick your girlfriend out? I'm like, yeah. Are you kidding? Do you see a smile anywhere on my face? Get her out. He goes, okay. So he starts walking towards her. He goes, one last time. You really want me to do this? I said, yes. Do it. All right, let's go. I'm like, bye! Oh, my God. So it was just... Oh man. So yeah, in the time that we've broken up, yeah, I've definitely accomplished a lot, and I've gone to many successful places, and she's still in the same one. So good job. So there you go, everybody. That's the one story I totally forgot about, and I'm so glad I got to tell you guys this. Yes. So everybody, that is that. Like I mentioned, Tuesday is my birthday, so I'm going to give you guys a bar story of how Frosty became Frosty. And then on Wasted Wednesdays is the big controversial bar tale that could get me in big trouble at work. But due to some recent circumstances, I will have the balls to say what nobody else has the balls to say, and I will be the voice of the voiceless. I know that's cliche. I've done it before. I'm doing it again on Wednesday, and I know it won't be the last time I do it. So I have a positive way out of it no matter what happens to me at that particular moment. So I got my ass covered. So everybody, thank you for joining me. And again, I hope you all enjoyed hearing this story as much as I love telling you, because believe me, to me, this was just, it was so glorious to be able to tell this. And, well, glorious! There it is. So, alright everybody, thank you very much. Don't forget, join the Bomb Squad. Like, share, and subscribe. It's tons of fun. You don't want to miss anything that we do. So, until next time, everybody, this is Frosty telling you all out there to drink responsibly. Be safe. Most importantly, have fun. So, until next time, everybody, your man Frosty saying, take care now. Bye-bye then. You stay classy.